This is Xbox Ahoy, and this is episode 21 of my Modern Warfare 2 weapon guides. In this episode, we're covering the third available SMG, the Vector. The Vector is a fully automatic weapon, unlocked at level 12. It is a modern weapon designed around a unique recoil-absorbing action. It was developed by American company Transformational Defense Industries, or TDI. It was designed in 2006 and entered production in 2009. The action of the Vector, known as the Kriss Super V, directs the recoil away from the shooter, allowing its powerful 45 ACP round to be fired at a high cyclic rate without loss of accuracy. In-game, the Vector has the fastest fire rate of all primary weapons. It's also the most controllable SMG with the least recoil, and can be fired accurately out to middle ranges. However, the Vector has one critical flaw. It deals the lowest damage per shot of all weapons. Without stopping power, even up close, it's a 4-hit kill. At long range you'll need 5 hits. Even with stopping power, it's 3 hits up close. The fast rate of fire makes up for this somewhat, but when using the Vector you need to ensure you can comfortably hit your target with 4 or 5 shots. If you attempt to compete in a straight firefight against an assault rifle, it's likely you will lose at any range. Rapid fire is the first attachment unlock, increasing the already fearsome 1000 rounds per minute of the Vector by 30% to 1300 RPM. Unfortunately, it also increases recoil accordingly, and you'll burn through ammunition very quickly. It makes the Vector much deadlier up close, but it's at the expense of long-range controllability. Akimbo doubles your available firepower, although eliminates the precision of the single Vector. You'll need to get close, and even then you'll need to expend a lot of ammunition to kill someone. Couple Akimbo with rapid fire for the fastest firing configuration in-game, outclassing even Akimbo Glock 18s. The optics aren't the most useful attachments, as the iron sights are pretty good on the Vector, but the red dot sight gives you an all-round view of the target and grants slightly better vision through the muzzle flash. It's a marginal difference, but you need to make your shots count with the Vector, so the slight enhancement to precision is worth considering. The holographic isn't as effective. I preferred the red dot in this instance. The holographic obscures more of the target, and as such the Vector may be harder to control for accurate fire. Despite having the lowest recoil of all SMGs, I'd advise against the long-range optics on the Vector. The ACOG isn't completely unusable, but you will need to burst fire to be effective. The thermal is the same. Recoil is magnified, and staying on target for the multiple shots required becomes a challenge, unless you fire in very short bursts. The silencer is a good choice, and the low damage of the Vector becomes less of an issue if you are undetected by the enemy. Muzzle flash is eliminated too, helping you stay on target. Damage drop-off is minimal with the Vector, so you don't lose much effectiveness overall, but you definitely won't be able to compete in a straight firefight. Stealth is your only option. FMJ's effect is minimal on the SMGs, but if you don't want to go silenced and are comfortable with the iron sights, FMJ is possibly your best option. If you're after extended magazines, you will have to use it, and expect it to take you a while. The fast rate of fire means extended magazines are nice, but as you'll only get 2 magazines instead of 3, you'll probably run out faster, as you can deplete a magazine in very short order while spraying. The reload is painless enough, so you might be better off with something else instead. Overall, I'd recommend the silencer for the Vector if you're using it in a defensive or stealth role. For more aggressive or flanking tactics, I'd go with FMJ or the red dot sight. The fast rate of fire means that Scavenger is a sensible choice for the Vector, as otherwise you'll burn through ammunition all too quickly. Marathon is by far the best choice if you plan on flanking or rushing the enemy, and when coupled with the high mobility of SMGs will allow you to cover long distances more quickly. If you're using a silenced weapon, Cold-Blooded is a good red perk to use. The mobility of SMGs means you can get closer to the enemy quicker, and the silencer will allow you to surprise groups of enemies attacked from behind. After you've made your kill, go into hiding and they simply won't be able to find you, even with a UAV in the sky. If you're unsilenced and taking the aggressive route, stopping power or lightweight would be better choices. The fast rate of fire means stopping power isn't critical, although it will make the difference in some circumstances. When unsilenced, the best tactic is to avoid the main confrontation and flank the enemy. Marathon and lightweight help here. Get behind a large group and you should be able to take them by surprise. When flanking, Ninja is a good third perk to use, as otherwise your footsteps might alert the enemy to your presence. Otherwise, I found Steady Aim to be a very useful perk to bolster the Vector's effectiveness in close quarters. The tight hipfire spread of SMGs and fast rate of fire make it effective when firing from the hip with Steady Aim. Add extended mags and Scavenger and you've got a great combination for spraying groups of enemies. Mobility is key when using the SMGs. It's the only advantage you've got over assault rifles at middle to long range. Avoid long sight lines and stick to close quarters and you should stack the odds in your favour. Sprinting is great to get to places quickly, but don't rush in if an impending engagement is likely. An often overlooked benefit of using SMGs is the fact that you can walk at full speed while aiming down the sights. This means in close quarters you'll be immediately ready to fire, and aiming also grants the additional benefit of quieting your footsteps without the need for Ninja Pro. Stealth, speed and surprise are the order of the day, and you should rely on them whenever possible. The Vector is not a competitive weapon. In direct firefights, it is almost always outclassed. The low damage means it's simply not as effective as it could be in core. Its outstanding accuracy and lack of recoil makes it the most controllable SMG in game. It loses out at close range, but can reach out much further than any other SMG with fully automatic fire. The fast rate of fire means stopping power is less effective than with other weapons, so lightweight and cold-blooded become very viable options. It's a challenging weapon to be effective with, probably more suited to hardcore, but the Vector handles very well and gives you the accuracy of an assault rifle with the speed and mobility of an SMG. Thanks for watching, this has been Xbox Ahoy. Join me next time when I'll be covering the third available launcher, the Stinger. Farewell for now.